and you just sit there and go,
Yeah, well, not only that, how about the fact that this guy was running this for decades? He was doing this for decades to who knows how many people, and everybody was scared to talk about it because he'd have them killed. Yeah, it's really wild, man. I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the trial?
Oh, yeah. Joe Rogan just broke down why certain celebrities went completely quiet when it was time to testify against Diddy, and his take hits hard. According to Joe, it's not about being scared, it's about self-preservation. Too many powerful names are tangled up in the same circles, and speaking out would mean putting themselves on blast. Exposing Diddy could mean exposing their own skeletons too, and Joe isn't even the first one to say this. 50 Cent has been hinting at it from day one, making it clear he's one of the few willing to speak while others stay tight-lipped and low-key. So that silence everyone keeps noticing? It might be louder than any testimony ever given.
To ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
Yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
This isn't just about random party clips or blurry phone videos either. We're talking alleged recordings, illegal dealings, and wild after-hours behavior that could seriously wreck careers. Big careers, household names. And word going around is that all of these tapes allegedly trace back to one place, what insiders call Diddy's world. These weren't just nights of music and champagne popping. Industry whispers paint these events as spaces where lines got crossed, boundaries faded, and cameras allegedly stayed rolling when people thought nobody was watching. And here's the craziest part. A lot of people allegedly didn't even know they were being recorded. Word on the street says Diddy kept footage as leverage, a way to keep people quiet and under control, making sure they stayed in line and did what he wanted. That's where Joe Rogan's point really hits different. This wasn't about loyalty or friendship. It was about leverage, pressure, and people staying silent because the risk was just too high. Because speaking up wouldn't just be brave. It could destroy everything they built. When you stack that with what 50 Cent, Jaguar Wright, and Gene Deal have been hinting at for years, the picture turns dark real fast.
Right here, and told y'all there was activity on the dark net. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the diddler needs the money. Did I not say that?
Said that.
Right here.
Yes.
Those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders.
If recordings really exist, showing powerful figures involved in things they never want the public to see, then testifying wouldn't be heroic. It would be career suicide. And suddenly, when you look at the long list of people who haven't testified, that silence starts making a lot more sense. One name that keeps circling is Stevie J. Stevie isn't just some random associate. He's bad boy through and through, part of the core during the golden era, producing hits and sitting in rooms where big decisions were made. When federal agents raided Diddy's properties, Stevie didn't step back. He doubled down. He went on interviews, defended Diddy publicly, and called him family.
Out with Diddy in his mansion in Miami, and Homeland Security rushes in. While you're there.
While I'm there, Dolo.
You're there by yourself.
Yeah. With the, you know, he has some employees there. And stuff. Yeah.
So suddenly there's red dots all over your shirt.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
That level of loyalty raised eyebrows instantly. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Stevie allegedly wasn't just nearby, he was active. The claims suggest he helped coordinate escorts for late-night gatherings, handling logistics while Diddy stayed shielded from the spotlight. There are even whispers about leaked clips allegedly showing Stevie involved in explicit behavior at the same events, now under federal attention. Yet Stevie stays loud, confident, and almost too relaxed.
Hopefully the truth will prevail.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got to just see how it plays out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to stop being there for someone I consider to be a friend to me.
As you should.
I'm not going to turn my back. And it's like, I've been scrutinized just by being a friend. I guess someone never had a true friend before.
So people are asking the real question now. Is that confidence, or is it fear wearing a loyalty mask? Another name making noise is Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba and Diddy have been seen together for years, smiling at industry events, yacht trips, and luxury getaways. But everything shifted when Lil Rod's lawsuit dropped, because suddenly Cuba's name wasn't just gossip. It was written in legal paperwork. According to the complaint, Diddy introduced Lil Rod to Cuba during a yacht trip in the Virgin Islands. Rod claims things crossed serious lines, including unwanted contact, repeated advances, and ignored boundaries. Cuba has denied the allegations, saying he woke up to headlines he never imagined seeing attached to his name.
Fully escape it though, like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is
him,
the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
And now, with all of this in the open, that silence around certain celebrities feels heavier than ever. But the public reaction wasn't sympathy. It was straight-up suspicion, especially after Cuba publicly sent prayers and support to Diddy right before sentencing. In a moment when most people were backing away fast, Cuba leaned in hard. And in the court of public opinion, that timing didn't look random at all. It looked calculated, and people noticed. Then there's Usher, and his story might be one of the most unsettling of all. Usher lived with Diddy when he was a teenager, and that part isn't rumor, it's documented. For years, Usher has spoken very carefully about that time, choosing his words slow and guarded. He once said what he witnessed was curious.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
I was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Did you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Back then, those comments sounded vague. Now, they sound heavy, like regret wrapped in silence. Once you stack that with other allegations, and then bring Justin Bieber into the picture, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Justin was only 13 when he entered Diddy's orbit. Old footage shows Diddy bragging about having 48 hours with him, saying whatever happened couldn't be talked about.
Yo, Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
Who signed to Usher?
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
At the time, people laughed it off like industry banter. Today, that clip feels chilling, especially when you look at Justin's later struggles, his breakdowns, his battles with addiction, his isolation, and his choice to quietly distance himself from certain people all seem tied to his early career. His emotional interviews about betrayal hit differently now.
It's hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second.
Justin Bieber unfollowed his former manager, Scooter Braun, on Instagram, which sounds really minor.
It sounds sort of very high school.
But it is a big deal, especially for celebrities. And then the really surprising thing is after Justin did that, Scooter deactivated his entire Instagram account.
Even his recent efforts to protect younger artists like Billie Eilish don't feel random anymore. They feel personal.
I want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through and wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call.
And this isn't just internet talk. Public figures like Candace Owens have openly questioned what really happened to Justin behind closed doors, suggesting his clean-cut image may have hidden something far darker. That conversation isn't going away.
Justin Bieber must speak about this, you guys. He's apparently unfollowed all of his closest Hollywood managers, even the bodyguard, in a sign that some people are saying is more evidence of the Diddy fallout.
Jaguar Wright has taken it even further, accusing Usher of knowing exactly what was going on and choosing silence anyway.
Someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler.
So when the Diddy situation exploded, and both Usher and Justin stayed quiet, people didn't miss it. That hush-hush response screamed that something messy went down behind the scenes. Next name swirling in the mix is Braha Grey Empire. Fans remember him as a breakout star, but his fall was sudden, chaotic, and brutal. Arrests, mental health spirals, and a total career collapse followed. According to claims from people like Terrence Howard and Jaguar Wright, Brahi was allegedly pulled into circles he wasn't prepared for, involving Diddy, Will Smith, and other heavy hitters.
See, they're trying to send him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present that tape.
Braha himself has reportedly accused industry players of sabotage and psychological harm, saying he was used up and tossed aside once he stopped being profitable. That story hits close to home for a lot of people watching. Now let's talk about Naomi Campbell. Her name keeps surfacing anytime Diddy and Epstein get mentioned in the same breath. Private islands, elite guest lists, airtight NDAs, and the same dark rumors that followed Epstein are now being whispered about Diddy's properties too. Naomi's presence keeps coming up in those conversations. Some claim she wasn't just attending events, but allegedly helping make introductions under the cover of modeling opportunities, promises of careers, access, contracts, and silence allegedly traded for obedience. Naomi has denied any wrongdoing, even saying she had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes, but the questions aren't fading anytime soon.
It does manage to make it clear that you were not aware of Epstein activities. Did you know who he was?
Yes, I knew him. I was introduced to him on my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend Flavio. He was always front and center at Victoria's Secret shows.
Did you suspect what he was doing?
No. And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else.
But fans aren't buying her denial at all. People point straight to her body language, the deflections, and how she's managed to walk through scandal after scandal untouched. One user said it flat out, her body language says everything. Another wrote, she is anything but innocent. And once you mix that with long-running rumors that she and Diddy were involved in the early 2000s, plus footage of him flying to London with Young Miami just to surprise her while she celebrated earning her doctorate, the connection starts feeling deeper than casual friendship. Then there's Jay-Z. For years, Jay and Diddy moved like mirror image moguls. Same parties, same inner circles, same power plays. Jaguar Wright famously said they were inseparable, like peanut butter and jelly, until Diddy started catching serious legal heat. That's when Jay went silent. He pulled back fast, and while Jay has already sidestepped one major legal scare, people are watching closely now, because if Diddy ever decides to speak openly, Jay's name won't stay out of the conversation forever. And finally, Meek Mill. The rumors surrounding Meek have been nonstop for years. Claims that he was one of Diddy's favorites refuse to disappear. Meek has denied it loudly, even jumping online to distance himself and push anti-Diddy messaging.
Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
Mm-hmm. You saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly.
But the chatter never really died. At one point, Lil Rod hinted at a Philly rapper who once dated Nicki Minaj, and nobody needed a decoder to figure out who he meant. Meek's response online only made things louder. He went on emotional rants about being a real king from the trenches, blaming fake accounts and bots for trying to stain his name. He even fired shots at commentators like academics who discussed the rumors.
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out. That's real life. Real life. No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
But the internet wasn't convinced. People said it didn't sound like confidence. It sounded like damage control. Then, out of nowhere, clips started surfacing. Meek laid back poolside with Diddy, looking way too comfortable for someone claiming there was nothing there. That raised eyebrows fast.
We got a lawsuit, so the Lil Rod lawsuit we got.
Yeah, I read through the whole thing.
And it didn't mention Meek by name, but there was a footnote.
A Philly rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj.
It was like a Jeopardy question.
Who is that? There could only be one person on the planet. Unless there's a Philly rapper that also dated Nicki that no one knows about, it's obviously Meek Mill.
He says, I'm gonna kill you academics, and what I'm gonna do is, he says, first things first, he says, someone send me academics address.
Right, he said, I'll die to shut you down.
Yeah, then he says, I'm going to die to do it.
What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Then came alleged audio leaks, with people claiming the tone sounded overly intimate. If that recording is real, it would explain everything. The silence, the tension, the panic. Just like Joe Rogan said, they're not quiet because they support Diddy. They're quiet because speaking up could wreck their own lives. That's when the real questions hit. Who's staying silent just to protect themselves? Who's next to get dragged into the spotlight? Are these celebrities victims, accomplices, or caught somewhere in between? And if Diddy ever decides to talk, whose legacy collapses first? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and don't miss the next video on your screen, because this story only gets wilder from here.